Titles, go.
Toilets I can't use.
Sauce, regulation.
Generic woo?
Online all the time.
A hedgehog life.
Drop it like it's not straight.
Assassin bees.
This is a computer.
Zombie house party. Whoop whoop.
Wouldn't it be?
Lil P came out. And Paul, don't forget the player's handbook.
Nice.
Let's do this.
Warning. What you are about to hear contains explicit language, adult themes, and potentially disturbing content. The views and opinions expressed are those of the hosts and do not reflect the opinions of anyone else, anywhere, ever, in the history of the world. This podcast is intended for an immature audience and should not be listened to by anyone, anywhere, ever, in the history of the world. You know, fuck it. You've been warned.
Hello, welcome to this week's edition of Geek Pod. I'm your host, Paul.
I'm Hugh.
Corbs.
DC.
Jack, I'm here.
Guys, what's got you geeked?
All I could think of was I was on vacation last week. So nothing coming up. And I'm not going to go into detail and tell you guys everything, but we went to Maine, spent 8 days there, in a really small room with a toilet I couldn't use. The toilet was literally 2 inches from the wall. In the door was right in front of it, and like I had to sit sideways on it. It just wasn't going to work. Anyway, but yeah, it was a nice trip. Didn't turn on a TV for 8 days. Sat on the beach, ate lots of food, had some oysters and a lot of seafood. Oh, we did. Actually, there was one funny story. So we were all excited because last year, the first day we got into Maine, the only place we could find, it was late, we were just starving. There's a place called Bob's Clam Hut in Kittery. And we stopped and we got these clam strips that were amazing. And the portions were huge. Like Tamara ate half of hers and then ate half of it again tomorrow, the next day, and still had like more than a full serving that you get anywhere here. So we were like all excited. We were actually going to share one platter because it was plenty of food. Get there. Prices, I don't know if they've changed. Go up to the window to get the food when they call my number. I ask for 4 cocktail, 4 tartar sauce. Tamara and I are sharing. We wanted our own sauces. And dude looks at me, he goes, "Are you kidding me?" And I stood there, I don't know, maybe a full 15 seconds, like dumbfounded, like not exactly sure that what I heard was what he said. I'm like, "That's what I asked for." He goes, "We only give 2 sauces per meal usually." I'm like, "Well, okay, give me 2." They said, "Oh, no, I'll just give them to you. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Puts them all on the thing." I'm like, "What the fuck?" So we go and sit down. Damara did a pic collage of this. There is less than a third of the amount of clams that we got the previous year. It's insane how little. It wasn't even enough for us to share. And we didn't even get to eat it all because we sat down at a picnic table, started eating, and got attacked by bees. I'm talking like they would get on the food and you're like shaking it and they wouldn't leave. We all jumped. It was just, we ended up throwing it all out.
Ugh.
It was insane.
Wow.
I just couldn't believe the dude. I'm like, seriously? I mean, you could say, "Oh, we have a limit of sauces" or something like that. That's fine. I mean, I was expecting to get this giant basket of clams. I did not need 8 sauces with what he gave me, but I couldn't possibly have known that yet. But anyway, other than that, it was a good trip. Played some pinball, had a great time. I'm glad to be home.
Outstanding.
I would love to
Boys,
side of the story though, be like, so I had this guy that needed all these sauces and something, but no.
So I decided to be a fucking dickhead to him.
No, you're the customer, bro.
and sicked the bees on him.
Yes.
I really think he did. And people were just watching us. All 3 of us were jumping up, trying to get away from the bees. I mean, we probably got attacked by like 30 or 40 bees all at once.
Wow.
And they didn't go after any other table, just the one we were sitting at.
Assassin bees.
That's good. All right, so
No, it's not. What the fuck is wrong with you, Jack? That wasn't good at all.
That's good.
that's good. Good day, sir. That is good. All right. So honestly, I couldn't think what has me geeked, but yesterday I forgot I pre-ordered something. I'm like, oh, okay, there it is. So I read a graphic novel overnight, Hyperspace Stories Qui-Gon. So it's a new Qui-Gon Jinn graphic novel. It was actually pretty entertaining. So my favorite character in Star Wars is Qui-Gon Jinn, which I think he's awesome. I always liked his perspective and approach towards the Force. And it's really cool because literally he's his own man. He always questioned the Jedi Council and he just did what he ever wanted. So he didn't give a fuck, which was nice. Darth Sidious feared him, which I thought was neat. The graphic novel also goes in from when he's a Padawan learner, learning with Count Dooku, all the way up to Jedi Master with Obi-Wan Kenobi. But very entertaining. And also, as we all know, Qui-Gon Jinn was the one that taught Yoda about communicating with the people that are dead, like the Force ghosts and all that. That was all Qui-Gon Jinn. That wasn't Yoda. So it was kind of neat because Yoda was already a master when Qui-Gon Jinn was coming up, but Qui-Gon Jinn always wanted to learn more about the Force. He was more in tune with it, which this was only 88 pages, the graphic novel, but I felt like a little kid back in the library school days. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna read all this. So I read it all in one night, and it was just very entertaining. So also, Qui-Gon Jinn had a love interest. This is in Star Wars: The Extended Universe, called Tal was her name, and it was really neat. And she died unfortunately. But if Qui-Gon Jinn, these are always big what ifs. Anakin Skywalker would never become Darth Vader, in my honest opinion. This will definitely change the whole trajectory of Star Wars, but. Yes, Liam Neeson was Qui-Gon Jinn in The Phantom Menace, but it just goes so much deeper into it, and it's so cool learning about Qui-Gon Jinn, and I just geeked out about it, and honestly, I've already read it once. I'm probably going to want to read it again because it's so good. So, short and sweet, what has me geeked? A graphic novel called Hyperspace Stories Qui-Gon. Get it on Amazon.
Or
That's
your
all.
local comic book retailer, because, shop for the little guy if you can. But a
Yeah,
lot of these shops don't have all the shit, so if they don't have it, fuck them.
absolutely.
But shop local first, if you can.
No.
Okay, remember that. Corbs, what you got, buddy?
Who, me?
Your Corbs. Even though last week we were a little confused on who Corbs was, but I'm talking to you. Yes.
Uh,
That didn't help. I can see your t-shirt better, but your face is still dark.
that's what I want.
Witness protection.
It's blurred out face.
I can do that.
You definitely can. I don't have much. First week of school for Bryce, so that's been pretty fun. I mean, I still don't get the fact that they go to school for a week and then have a day off. So, but to each their own. First day he just got his syllabus, so Monday and Tuesday are his classes. So he's got one class Monday, three classes Tuesday. So he's got one class Monday, Wednesday, then three classes Tuesday and Thursdays. Nothing on Fridays. So we got all of his syllabuses and all that stuff the first 2 days. His first class is Introduction to Computers.
This is a computer.
Pretty much what it is.
See you next week.
How to turn it on. He got his first textbook. Paul, you remember the textbooks that we got when we were at ITT?
The
Like
ones you could club a seal with?
Yeah, it's like that.
Ouch.
It's Java. It's all about Java.
Oh, fun.
So, but that's what he wants to do. He wants to code.
Nice.
He wants to code for video games. So, but that's about it for me.
Outstanding.
Let's see. What's got me geeked? Again, just like Bryce, my son Alex's first day back at school was Monday, and he called me Tuesday in between classes, and I was like, "Well, what classes did you have on Monday?" Cultural history. I mean, sports in cultural history. So, like the history of sports and culture. and the history of video games and culture.
Nice.
And so I said, so wait a minute, what are you gonna? And he goes, listen, we're not going all the way back to Pong and all that. We're not going all the way back that far. He says what they do is they take games and they have certain sections of the class on certain games and their, effect on culture and if they're historically accurate and stuff like that. So I said, well, which games? He goes, Assassin's Creed, Skyrim, Call of Duty. And I'm like, wait a minute, where the fuck was this when I was in college?
They didn't exist.
Right. Because I literally figured it out. It has been 30 years since I graduated from college. 30 years. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I'm old. I'm old. And that's all I know. The other thing that's got me geeked is right before dinner and right before the podcast, I slept for the first time in probably 50 something hours.
That's outstanding.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not like I don't want to. I tried to sleep this morning this morning, but I had a horrific nightmare. So I slept for about 5 minutes, had a nightmare, woke up drenched in sweat, freaking out. Nobody's here, just me. Um, I was dreaming in my dream. Um, yeah, it's all fucked up. Um, and then I have college football starts on Saturday. That's got me geeked. And I restarted playing Baldur's Gate 3, trying to make sure that I do every single quest, and I'm doing a pretty damn good job. I'm in Act 2 again, um, trying to cure the Shadow Curse for those of people who play Baldur's Gate 3. Um, but it's all tied into the main story. So, um, and I'm mixing and matching classes. So, that's it. That's what's got me. Oh, and I'm reading the book that our pal Luke gave me, Dragons of Deceit by Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman from Dragonlance series, book 9 in their series, like their lot of trilogies. So actually it's book would be book 7 I'm starting with. Very good so far. Um, I'm reading it and listening to it at the same time on Audible.
Nice.
Yeah, so that way I'm one of those guys. I like to see it, hear it, and if I can write it, but I don't need to write this because somebody else already has. That's it for
That
me.
would be redundant. All
Yes,
right.
it would. And you know what? If you look in the dictionary under the word redundant, it says see redundant. Um, so little Robin Williams for you.
Outstanding.
Oh, I knew what you were going with.
All right. So mine, I'm just excited that I'm once again pushing my interests onto my kids. Madison and I sat down the other night and started into a rewatch, a watch through, I guess, because it's not a rewatch for her, of the old Universal Monsters movies. I've got them all on Fandango, and I popped open the bundle. I said, pick one. The only one you can't choose is Bride of Frankenstein because you need to watch Frankenstein first. She chose Phantom of the Opera,
Oh wow.
the least monstery monster movie of the monster movies. Um, and it was not the Lon Chaney silent version. I have the 1943 version with Claude Rains.
Okay.
So she got to check it out. She really liked it. She actually like gave it an ovation when it was over and asked when we can watch the next one. And I'm like, kid, how often do I get to sit down and watch TV? So probably in 6 months. But she really liked it. I think we're gonna go to the beginning from there, and I'm gonna take the choice out of her hand. And we're gonna go right to Dracula and start from the beginning, so she can actually see what real like classic horror was about.
Talking about Lugosi.
Yes, absolutely,
Nice.
yes. So gonna go through them, and by the time we get through all of the starting points for each of the monsters. I'm hoping the new 4K versions are out of the legacy collections, so I can have like all of the 7 movie collections of each one of them,
Nice.
and then we'll do them all, including the Abbott and Costello ones. Those are all in part of the legacy collections, and
Oh
those
my
are,
God, Evan Costello.
yes, absolutely necessary for all of those.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. But that's what has me geeked at the moment. So let's keep it moving right along to the Players Club. Guys, what you playing? Not you,
Um,
DC. You already went.
um, I told you guys at D&D, I started playing the Diablo games. I'm playing Diablo 3 on my Switch daily, or I should say nightly. But I'm also I probably should have waited until I finished Diablo 3, but they had a sale on it, and I'm like, there might not be a sale when I'm ready for it. So I just pulled the trigger and picked up Diablo 4, the one with the expanded DLC, the Vessel of Hatred. And I'm kind of flipping back and forth between the two of them because that I have to play on the PS5, which I can do in the bathroom, but it's not as easy. One of the things about the PS5 that's not as good as the Switch version is this is an online all the time game, so there's no pause button. You have to log out. On the Switch, though, you can hit the home button and go to the home screen, which effectively pauses the game. Can't do that on the PS5, so I need to make sure I have enough time to do whatever I want to do and get to a save point or whatever where you can log out. Because I already tried to log out just anywhere and ended up back at the beginning of the level. So I'm enjoying it a lot. It's I don't want to say it's mindless. There's a lot of itemization going on. There's a lot of getting new gear, checking it against your existing gear, and swapping it out. That's a constant cycle. But it really is just killing a bunch of shit. Um, I thought the top-down isometric perspective would bother me because that's like, 1988, but it works for this game. It allows them to probably do a lot of stuff that if it was in 3D, they would need a much bigger team for. It'd be a much more complicated engine. Both games are good. They're different. I know a lot of people don't like Diablo 4 as much. For some reason, I'm not sure why. To me, it just seems like a prettier version of Diablo 3. Um, but I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually, why there's hate for Diablo 4. But yeah, I mean, I think they're both still on sale in the Switch store and the PlayStation store. If anybody wants to check it out, might even be on sale in the Xbox store. Have you ever played Diablo, Dan?
I
Or
played
DC?
Diablo 3, Reaper of Souls. Um, I did try when Diablo 4 came out, I could get it for free on Xbox. I didn't like it. And
Really?
the reason I didn't like it is because, like you said, it's online all the time. There's only certain games I play online. I play Call of Duty, I play Battlefield, um, and anybody who wants to challenge me playing college football. That usually doesn't go well for the other person. Um, Playing college football. So, but I did like Diablo 3, Reaper of Souls. Like I said, I didn't like Diablo 4. I have never played Diablo 1 or 2. That I know. Um, so, you know, I like them. I mean, I like the story concept, Diablo 3. Um, and I had
It
when I got it, when you get the Reaper of Souls, it's all the DLC comes with it.
it
So
it feels a little bit to me like Baldur's Gate 3 did, but I'm actually more in control of all of the fighting, I guess. Because I didn't like the turn-based fighting in Baldur's Gate 3. I mean, I only briefly played it,
yeah.
as you guys know. Uh, but that was one of the things I didn't like about it.
Uh, I mean, I like it only because for Baldur's Gate 3, I like the turn-based. Um, I like it the fact that you don't have to be in turn-based when you're not fighting. It's just a
Yeah.
basically free for walk for all. But I do like the fighting because um, I was doing a mission this morning when I couldn't sleep. I tried to sleep last night, woke up, started this mission, and I died 3 times before I figured out. So I usually keep 5 saves so that way I can go back just in case I can't figure something out, and I can move I can add somebody and take somebody out from my party. And when I took out one person and added another person, I defeated every single person in there in less rounds than you're given. So, because I killed everybody. And it was like 5 rounds or 6 rounds back to back to back because you have to protect something. And in Baldur's Gate 3, and I finally switched out my cleric monk for my straight up wizard, right, evocation wizard, and because they have area of effect spells, and I just went to work with fireball and call lightning and cloud kill. That was it. Then everybody was dead. I don't even think my other guys got any kills. I just left it up to my wizard, and he just went to work. So, but
Just, you know what? If I got in a fight and I get ready to throw a punch and someone says, no, hold on, wait your turn, I'd be like, fuck you.
right,
I like games where you just, I don't know. I get the strategy involved, but I almost feel like it's an artificial strategy. You
yeah,
have to have you have the ability to create strategies because you're fighting in an unrealistic way. I don't know.
yeah.
I
I mean, I
not a
do.
fan.
I wasn't at first when I first started playing Baldur's Gate 3. That was my biggest thing. I hate strategy-based games. Like I don't like Warhammer, and people love Warhammer. I don't like like Gears of War Tactics, I don't like those kind of games. I like, I pick you have my character and you just go and just, when I played Baldur's Gate 3, I mean, when you're running through certain things and you're just oh, you have to fight in this section because you did something wrong and you have to fight like an entire castle full of people. Okay, I'm good. My characters are powerful enough that I can take down every single person and take very little damage. That's how powerful my people are because I and this time I'm playing it through, I didn't follow how to become as powerful as you could get. I just did all the quests and stuff like that and just became unbelievably powerful. The only thing I don't like about Baldur's Gate 3 is you can only go to level 12. That's the only thing I don't like about it. I like the story. I like the action. I like the way you can build your characters. To me, when I can't play Dungeons and Dragons, like, for us on Wednesdays, whatever Wednesday we're playing, which I believe it's next week.
Next week.
uh, Um, I
Say
get to
next
play,
month.
no,
Next
next
week.
week.
No,
I
you
mean,
get
it's
off.
also that.
I get to play Dungeons and Dragons. So, if we have to move the day or anything like that, Corbs will tell you, he'll come in here and be like, "Oh, we're not playing," and I'm like, "Doesn't matter, I'm playing." Um,
Is that before or after the hissy fit?
it's
After.
it's after.
The
I have
other
to kill people.
the other thing that I have to bring up for the segment is not something I'm playing, but something I kind of interested in playing. Gears of War Remastered just came out.
Oh,
I haven't quite gotten past the idea of playing Gears of War on a PlayStation console, but I liked the original game, so I'm kind of interested in checking it out. But I am
yeah, that'd be
not
cool.
ready.
I'm gonna have to check that out. Actually, well, I'll get it to it because it's something that's got me
Yeah,
geeked. I mean, that I want to play that I'm gonna get probably. I mean,
it should be free to you if you're on Game Pass.
oh yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah, yeah.
you've got it
Oh yeah,
available right
I
now.
can play all. I've played Gears. I played Gears 1, 2, 3. Haven't played 4. Started 5. Um, I don't know why I didn't play 4, but I started 5 and I was like, maybe I should go back to the beginning because it's been a long time since I played the original Gears of War and stuff. I do like it. Gears is one of my favorites. So
All right, well, that's it. Moving on.
Moving on. Jack?
Yeah,
Corbs?
absolutely. So I'm playing a game called Demonologist. So I went on Steam and I downloaded this the other day. I was like, this is pretty fun. So my buddy and I were playing with his brother. So it's a co-op game. 4 people can play at a time. Horror type setting. The goal is to identify evil spirited curse, then exorcise them by the equipment you find. Of course, what do? I play the game in the fucking dark. It is good graphics, jump scares, which is fantastic. And yeah,
Question.
yep, go. I knew you were gonna ask what's up.
Did you also try to hold your friend's hand while you were playing this too?
I couldn't. I was at my own computer. I couldn't hold anybody's hand, so no. You remember Paul too well.
I was trying to get away, yes.
Yeah, but also don't forget I was throwing a gurney down the hall and I was also assaulted. But no, yes, but I did have a little pee come out when I was playing this game because there was a lot of jump scares, but a lot of fun. This game is really
Thank you,
cool.
Jack.
Yeah, you're welcome. I got you. Graphics, like I said, are really solid. $20. Playing it very soon. Not tonight because got to work tomorrow, but I'm off on Friday, but I want to play on Thursday. And yes, Paul, still not holding people's hands, but it would be a lot of fun and very helpful for sure because playing in the dark, I'm probably gonna do it again, but I don't give a fuck. It's a fun game. That's
Nice.
all. That's all I got.
Garbs.
Wait. So you're planning to pee a little again on Thursday? I just want to clear that up, make sure I understood.
Yeah, pee a little, play the game, not hold people's hands, and fuck yeah, all that stuff.
Adult diapers.
Can't. Yeah, I could.
Adult diapers.
Really?
I
Really,
mean,
That could be kind of cool to wear.
it would be.
Adult diapers. Um, I've seen it done. And when I was in college, one of my fraternity brothers decided he wanted to try it for 24 hours, and he was a big drinker. It didn't go well.
That could be a prop down the road. So foreshadowing.
I mean, do we really need to get into these things earlier than we need to get into these things?
Not really.
Forbes.
I got nothing. I haven't been playing shit. I don't have fucking
I ain't
time.
found shit.
We ain't found shit.
We've been
Uh,
playing Mural? No, they said to combing the desert. We're combing the desert. I love that movie.
Yeah, there's just not enough time in the day to play anything anymore.
I feel that.
Yeah.
But I also did the Hugh method and took advantage of a sale, even though, I mean, it's probably going to take me another fucking 6 years to play the game. I saw Funko Fusion was on sale for like $15 with the Universal Monsters DLC. So there you go. That explains why I wanted to try this game, right? Um, so I spent the $15 to try it out just to do Universal Monsters Land and see what that's all about. I'm not even quite sure I understand what the fuck this game is. I don't know if this is kind of like Funko's version of um what was that Disney game with the little figurines you
Yeah.
put on the base?
Oh,
Infinity. Disney Infinity.
Infinity.
So I'm not sure because I see there are special Funko Pops you can buy that are labeled for Fusion. I guess they have a code in it so you can add those toys into the game if that's what you're doing. But literally, I saw the ad for it that they had Universal Monsters. I looked at it, and the regular game in the stores is like 30, $40. And I look on there, and it was a bundle for like $15, I think, on the PlayStation Store. And I'm like, well, just to get to play as the monsters is just fucking cool. So even if it's a goofy ass game like Infinity, which it's probably going to be, I'm gonna do it just so I can plot around as the Gill Man and hopefully slap the shit out of things or people. I'm not even sure. Like I said, hopefully, hopefully there's a way to at least hit something like you did in those. But so that was about 50% of my gaming. The other half is a game I picked up, and I think I threw it into our group chat. It's a board game, and that is Horrified, Dungeons and Dragons edition.
Oh,
Let me read a little bit to you, and it's gonna look awkward because I'm gonna look, excuse me, over here. Well, I read the write-up. Right from I'm invoking the past. Board Game Geek, their write-up is terror is in the eye of the beholder. Horrified, Dungeons and Dragons will not only set players against four of the classic role-playing game's most fearsome foes, but will also introduce new gameplay elements inspired by the mechanisms, I would have said mechanics, of Dungeons and Dragons, including the use of a 20-sided die.
nice.
Horrified Dungeons and Dragons featured gameplay elements familiar to players of other games in the series. Players work together to face monsters and puzzle-like obstacles to gather item tokens, protect citizens, and avoid attacks. I didn't make this text big enough, just so you guys know. Unique and thematic challenges for each monster further immerse players into the detailed setting and story. Additionally, each player chooses to play as one of 5 heroes inspired by character classes from D&D. The wizard, the rogue, the fighter, the cleric, or the bard, each with a unique set of abilities that can aid their party as they move around the board to defeat the monsters dwelling in the dungeons below Waterdeep.
Nice.
The four monsters, they forgot to list them off in that thing. I'm trying to do it from memory here. A beholder, a displacer beast, I don't remember what the third one is, and a red dragon.
All right.
So I'm thinking one of these times we all can get together instead of actually playing D&D at my house or something, or rage drinking.
So we can get together and not play D&D and play D&D?
Play not quite D&D. Yes.
Yeah, to call it not quite D&D.
Yep, that's getting written down. But it seemed really cool. And hey, guess what? There's other versions of Horrified. One of them being,
Universal Monsters.
yes, that's going to be delivered probably in the next couple weeks. But
Nice.
they also have Greek monsters from like Greek mythology,
Oh.
World of Monsters. High five, Corbs, ready? Go ahead.
How much do these games cost?
It depends. The brand new ones go
No,
for
no, we got
$40.
past the adult diapers.
Yeah, they're probably about the same price. The brand new editions, I'm pointing back here because that's where D&D is.
We can see them.
Are about $40, $35 to $40. The older ones you can find on Amazon for 30 to 40, or on eBay you can find for cheaper if you don't mind dinged up boxes, which is what I did with the Universal Monsters one. Scored that one for $20.
Nice.
The box is dinged up, but everything is still vac sealed inside. So,
Oh, okay.
the other one that might interest you, Hugh, they have American Monsters, and it's all like your Sasquatch and shit like that.
Sasquatch.
Yes. And apparently these games are all interchangeable, like with the rules and stuff, like you can throw different ones into each other and all that. So I will let you know more once I get it. Maybe I'll do a riff on an old segment we used to had.
Used to have?
That's what he said.
Used
That's
to
what I
had.
Used to had. That's what I heard.
All right.
All right, at least as long as we all heard it. I mean,
But that's all I got. I think it's a good time to throw it to break. We'll come back with the news.
But don't forget, Lisa Wilcox will be back in 15 minutes.
The 3-3 shop is now open on TeePublic, offering a wide range of official merch from your favorite no-budget podcast network, 3-3 Productions. The home of current favorites like GeekPod and upcoming shows like Tales from the Keep and Codename Revolt. New and retro styles debuting all the time. Get yours at https://tee.lic/THE3-3SHOP. That's t.pub/lick/the33shop. Get yours now.
Now, before you watch in awe as a Gen Z girl walks up to the doors at Target, sees the automatic one is blocked off, and stands in front of the manual ones looking down at the handles for a full 30 seconds trying to figure out how doors work? True story. Here's the news. First up, identity crisis at Infinite Truck Stops. Cracker Barrel has been in the news this week over a branding mishap that was luckily sorted out for them by the President of the United States. Last week, they announced a rebranding and new logo that eliminated both the old man and the barrel upon which they are named, leaving just the name in a vaguely barrel-shaped background. This led to an immediate firestorm of conservative allegations that this was a woke plot to destroy America by removing both the cracker and the barrel from the logo, because a less down-home Cracker Barrel logo is exactly what is wrong with this country right now. Their stock price plummeted. Then, American President and Chief Racist Adjacent Branding Awareness Advisor Donald Trump said this was an opportunity for them to say they listened to their customers and revert the changes. And they did. and the stock price came back up to almost where it was before, proving that most of America really is behind an old man sitting on a porch saying, "We don't serve your kind here." To be honest, I don't care about either logo. I just wish they'd figure out how to train the wait staff to make sure all the pegs are in the peg game when they set up the table. Next up, nothing but a gay thing. Snoop Dogg is under fire for stating he is afraid to take his grandkids to the movies due to the same-sex couple in the Pixar movie Lightyear. Apparently, his grandson asked how that woman had a baby with a woman. He told the It's Giving podcast, "I just came to watch the goddamn movie. It fucked me up. I'm like scared to go to the movies. Y'all throwing me in the middle of shit that I don't have an answer for. It threw me for a loop. I'm like, what part of the movie was this? These are kids. We have to show that at this age? They're going to ask questions. I don't have the answer." Now, hear me out. I'm 100% on board with not pushing more adult content into kids' movies. I think between makeup TikTok videos and pop culture, we aren't letting them be kids for long enough. But a simple test would be this: would it still be objectionable if it was a straight couple in a movie? If the answer is yes, then it shouldn't be there. If the answer is no, then we really need to normalize the current reality we live in for kids at a younger age. There's nothing wrong with kids knowing a couple can include any two people who love each other. That would eliminate any uncomfortable questions for Mr. Drop It Like It's Not Straight. I'm guessing his grandkids don't see a straight couple and ask where the dick goes. They ask questions and think it's weird because they have learned from the adults around them to act weird about it. Maybe lay off the weed and remember you built an empire on songs about murder, drugs, and sex. I'm pretty sure a kid having two moms is tame compared to your resume. Wow, I'm having a tough time tonight, guys. And finally, wrestlers wear boots. The WWE is in hot water after a controversial promo delivered by current champ Becky Lynch in Birmingham, UK. This past Monday, she said, "The only good thing that came out of here died a month ago." But in fairness to Ozzy Osbourne, he had the good sense to move to LA, a proper city, because if I lived in Birmingham, I'd die too. This led to Ozzy's daughter Kelly responding on social media saying, "You're a disrespectful dirtbag. Birmingham wouldn't pee on you if you were on fire. Birmingham forever. Shame on the WWE for allowing such things to be said about my father and his home." Maybe someone needs to let Kelly know that Becky was likely told to say that line and that it isn't real. And to be fair, she only said positive things about her dad, and the rest was what heels have been doing since wrestlers began talking to crowds. Dissing the town you're in is cheap heat, and heels are all about cheap heat. While I'm sure this is a hard time for her, this line actually shows how much respect the WWE has for Ozzy Osbourne. A pop culture reference falls flat if the audience doesn't get it. It worked only because he was such a big deal. Motherfucker, will you stop it, cat? Although I would hope the entire city of Birmingham wouldn't pee on Becky Lynch for any reason at all, unless she was paying them. And that's the news, kids. Now, I want to tell you a story about my vacation to Maine, specifically the new nickname our daughter has. While driving through Old Orchard Beach one evening, my wife said woo for some reason. No idea. It was just a generic woo, and not the one you're thinking. My daughter with Tourette's syndrome then started repeating her, and then they were both wooing down Main Street. It became such a thing that we started using it to find each other in crowds when separated. And at one point, they went on the Ferris wheel, which takes fucking forever. So I went down to the beach and sat on the bench watching the ocean. And like the Ferris wheel was literally behind me. They saw me and tried to get my attention by calling my name, but with the sound of the ocean and the amusement park, I couldn't hear them. Then I hear woo, woo, and I turn around and there they are at the top of the Ferris wheel waving. It was fun times. However, this all led to, thank God, my wife giving her the new nickname, because if I had done it, I'd probably be an awful person. And it cracks us up all the time. Going forward, she is now known as, you ready for this? The glitching, eye twitching, chicken finger eating, skateboard riding, cat kissing, throat clearing daughter of an author, Tick Flare. Paul?
Did you hear about the restaurant on the moon? Great food, no atmosphere.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
How did I come up with that one?
I got a joke, but it's kind of dirty. So can I say it or not?
Proceed. I can always cut it out if it's not.
Yeah, it's true.
Proceed.
How can you tell if a mechanic has a girlfriend or is married?
Oh God, how?
Two of his fingers are clean.
Oh,
I mean, really, do you actually, DC, really think there's anything you can say that's going too far on this
I'm just
podcast.
saying. I'm just saying.
I appreciate that he asked.
Yep.
But
I heard it today and it made me chuckle out loud.
I'm gonna pause for a second to see if Corbs has any tonight because
Yeah.
normally he has 17. Perfect. So now trivia time with Jack.
Do you like how I'm silent now? Because I don't know if there's gonna be like, oh wait. So it's like, okay, here we go.
I got a joke.
There you go.
No, never mind. Never mind.
All right,
No,
Hugh.
no, Paul, I actually do have one, but
Besides 2, pick a number.
I don't have to play that game. Fuck you.
All right, 2. How many stripes does the American flag have?
50.
No,
Right? You sure? No, that's stars.
that's stars.
Stripes. Is it 13?
Yep, from the
Yeah,
13.
I knew it was 13 columns.
Oh,
3. I
who
don't know why I shouted. Sorry.
Yeah, movies. Who voiced the iconic characters Woody and Buzz in this Toy Story franchise? What 2 actors?
Tom Hanks and Tim Allen.
Correct. Corbs.
I'm gonna say 1.
The American body.
Yeah, baby.
How many do the average American adult have?
What?
How many teeth do the average American
30.
adult have? How many?
30.
No.
I don't know. 32.
32.
Oh, I was gonna say no teeth because it's a fucking dog. They're not actual teeth.
DC.
5.
Literature.
He's just ignoring it.
Who penned the autobiography Becoming in 2018? That's your keyword. Who penned the autobiography Becoming in 2018?
Ron Jeremy?
No.
I got no clue.
Okay. Her husband was an American president. That's probably going to be very easy now.
Hillary Clinton?
Michelle Obama.
Thanks, Obama.
All right, DC, you're going to answer for the group. Now you're all going to work together in animals now. What animal has the biggest eyes?
Biggest eyes?
Oh, I believe that's the giant squid. DC.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
I'm gonna go with that too.
Yeah, we'll go with giant squid.
Very
Giant ass squid.
Giant ass squid is correct.
Woo!
All right.
Nice.
Oh, and Corbs.
Yeah.
Just so I can correct you on that. Ron Jeremy's autobiography was A Hedgehog's Life.
I like Becoming better.
Oh, Paul, by the way, if you're going to start the woo thing, your nickname is going to be Dick Flair.
That tracks.
Or Deadwood, right?
Oh shit.
Also tracks.
Damn. Damn.
All right, what happened in history on August 27th? In 1918, the Spanish flu arrives in Boston, Massachusetts, becoming the second deadliest wave in the United States. In 1970, Jimi Hendrix creates the last studio recording album called Electric Lady in the studios Jimi Hendrix creates his last studio recording in Electric Lady Studios called Slow Blues. That sounds pretty cool. And then in 1988, the Los Angeles Dodgers manager, I can't even talk either. Los Angeles Dodgers manager Tommy La Russa wins his 1,000th game as the Dodgers manager as the Dodgers beat the Philadelphia Phillies 4-2. And then some famous birthdays on August 27th. Actor Aaron Paul is 47. Famous dog trainer Caesar Milan. The dog whisperer is 57. And then former WWE wrestler, Paul's favorite, one of them actually, Sergeant Slaughter is 78 years old.
Yes. Happy birthday, Sarge.
And Jack, it's pronounced Lasorda.
Sort of. Thank you, sir.
Lasorda. Tommy Lasorda.
I was looking at you when I was saying, I was like, I want to say this.
I even knew that. How did I know that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Um,
All right, I got a joke.
Go, Corbs.
There it is.
Why did the rooster go to the strip club?
Why?
To see the chicken strip.
I like that one.
nice.
Psst, Jack.
So,
You were supposed to throw it to DC.
Seriously, dude. What the
Okay.
fuck, man?
It's
DC,
birthday.
what you got, buddy?
Welcome to another segment of D&D with DC. As of late, during these segments, we're talking about our characters for our own game, our own adventure, Tales from the Keep. So we've gone through just about everyone. Somebody live here tonight is our last person. And then we do have one person who is not on our podcast, but who does play Dungeons and Dragons with us. So since we have one person left, today is Hugh's turn. So Hugh, please enlighten us as to your character's name, their class, and the reason that you chose that class.
Shit, I don't even remember. Well, okay, I remember the last name now. We do this once a month. My character's name is Firith Everett. He is a sorcerer. Is that right, Paul?
Yes.
Okay, because there's
By
a couple
classification, yes.
there's a couple different magic users, and I'm kind of like going in a weird direction. So anyway, okay, so why the reason I chose it? I wanted to do something different, and sometimes, some days, I really regret it. Uh, I'm not never been a fan of like magic use. Like if fantasy was real, like if we got dropped into the middle of our campaign in real life, I probably would end up being a wizard. Not just because I look like one, but I mean, the intelligence and all that. I would be better suited to that than fighting with swords and stuff. I'd get myself killed. I'd make a better sorcerer than a fighter. But in games, I like, swords and shit like that. I never play magic classes. So I decided I was going to try it. I also wanted to do something I wanted my character to go in a specific direction, and I don't want to stomp on all of your questions, so I think I'll stop it there. Other than fun fact, I picked the name from several. I looked up a list of powerful magic users in D&D history, and I actually picked a name that ties to one of those characters. I don't remember which one. This was a year and a half ago.
Right.
Not with the intention of saying that my character was related to them in any particular way, but just to have some sort of a callback. Go ahead, DC.
No, that's fine. I just, like we've done with everybody else, wanting to know why, as far as the inspiration. I know that up until this point, I don't, and now correct me if I'm wrong, you've never played D&D before.
I did once when I was like 16,
Okay.
and it was like one session, maybe two.
Okay.
And it was the uncles of a girl I was dating were super into, their whole family was into D&D.
Right.
And I actually, at that time, it was all comic books, and I'm like, I want to have Wolverine claws. And he's like, well, then you need to design them and show me how they work. So I actually did that before what we played, and I designed a system that, even without technology or adamantium bones, how they could retract and come out. And then he's like, okay, you can use them. And I think we played once, and then, I don't know, we broke up or something, and I didn't get to play again. And that was it.
Oh, I see. Well, I just, because what they always say is if you haven't ever played Dungeons and Dragons, or like yourself, haven't played in a very long time, playing a magic user or a caster or a mage, wizard, whatever the case may be, is very difficult.
Yeah, it is.
So that's why I was wondering, because, I myself still to this day, even though I love my character, and how I'm trying to fashion him, um, regret not going with one of my original uh, character ideas, which was a magic based character. Um, but you know, how do you feel like? Well, I'll say this. This is something that I've noticed, and I want to know what your opinion is. Recently, in our last few sessions, actually, probably after like our third or fourth session, your character has become extremely vocal. Um, Something that a player new to Dungeons and Dragons struggles with, especially in the role-playing aspect of it. It's easy to do combat. All you gotta do is roll dice. Tell them you're gonna do and roll dice. That's really simple. But the role-playing aspect is what the newest version of Dungeons and Dragons is about. Um, is that something that you wanted to do, or you just figured, what the hell?
Um, Initially, I actually wanted my character to be a lot more withdrawn and not really involve himself with the rest of you. That has to do with the backstory, which we do talk about at some point when we all sit around the campfire and tell our backstories. And um, but what happened, and Paul brought this up before, I believe, is we fall into the places that we fit in this group right here.
Right,
I mean, when you're talking verbosity, it's Paul, and then he's the number one guy, and then I'm number two, as far as talking a lot.
right,
Uh, and it just kind of happened that way because that's what I'm used to. I also was looking at, I mean, Jack's character was just saying ale all the time, and so
right,
I mean, somebody else had to come in there and start saying some stuff. Other than Paul's the leader, and yeah, he's always being looked to make decisions, but we had to get more of that going.
right,
The other part of it was that what happened organically over time, I think Paul's character is super, super holy. I
right,
am gunning to be a necromancer, but not like a hordes of zombies kind. What
right,
I wanted to be was like I have just a couple zombies keeping shit away from me while I cast, spells to help you guys out. I wanted
right,
him to be a necromancer, but not necessarily evil, but not that he couldn't be evil. It was because I guess we go into the backstory. The character was raised, his father was the caretaker of a graveyard. He didn't have any social anything at all. It was him and his dad in a graveyard his entire life. He's
right,
more comfortable with the dead than he is with the living. And I figured, he's not necessarily a bad person. He just doesn't know people. So if he discovers magic, that would naturally, I mean, my idea for my character, but we haven't gotten there yet,
right,
obviously, which has made it weird for me because here we are a year and a half later and I'm still having magic missiles blow up in my face. Because I never really gave a thought to that part of it. Um, but I found there was, and Paul, sometimes you lean into it, sometimes you don't. But I think my character is enjoying really making you uncomfortable, and that's why he talks. You're the main person that he talks to because I know it bothers you. It bothers your character because you think that I am this really dark, potentially dangerous, evil thing.
yeah.
And
So
you're right. Like sometimes I falter on it because I just, like you said, we fall into our normal roles. So it's Paul and Hugh, you know what I mean? And then I keep forgetting that my guy should be like, what the fuck?
Right.
yeah,
No,
but
but
my
but you
character's
do do that.
always
You
my
do that. Your
character's
personalities come in, like
yeah.
your real life personalities do come out in some ways. And your banter too, um, is, uh, for lack of a better term, fucking phenomenal. Like I love it. Like I said, and I've said it before, and I'll always say it. Playing as long as I've played, I could take over the whole table. I literally could take over the whole table. But I don't want to do that, and I've never have. You know what I mean? I'm almost, and it's kind of funny is being in this type of setting or just being out with my friends, like when we were at Sci-Fi Horror Fest and stuff like that. We can talk all day, but when I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons, I'm different. I'm more reserved than I'm back, and I'm almost like Corbs's character. Um, Show like not a lot to say, just being the tracker, the ranger, the fighter, whatever the case may be, always with a bow and arrow. Um, but I do like that banter back and forth. So that's why I was wondering, like, is it, I mean, just being on the podcast with you, that's you,
Yeah.
Hugh. That's just who you are. And I like it. I think it works well at the table.
I think that in the headspace of this world, Firith, his world was him and his dad. Then his dad passed away, and his world was him and taking care of the cemetery.
Right.
Um, he's always been the center of his world. I think out of the group of people, I mean, he can't stand Caden, doesn't understand what his purpose is, probably respects Galen simply because he truly believes in something and he can at the very least see the virtue in that. And the rest of you, he probably doesn't care. I mean, whether you're zombies or alive or whatever, he hasn't figured out what why you should be important to him. I would say he's probably somewhat spectrumy and doesn't really know that he's supposed to be empathetic, if
Right.
that makes sense.
It does. It does.
And I'm trying to play him that way.
I saw that a lot more earlier in the campaign.
Yeah.
And like I said, and I mean it can be pegged as character development too.
Yep.
Like you're thrown in with these guys and eventually, even if they're people you don't care for, like you said, with like the orc, um, you're eventually you have to learn that you have to work with these people. You're stuck with them. And so it does, and you come out of the shell, and I think all of the characters have kind of come out of the shell as we're progressing.
Well, that's going to happen, like you said. It's just all about character.
Has to. I mean, it's character
You
development.
know, a big part of that too is forgetting what the fuck I'm doing every time we sit down at the table because we play so infrequently and we just get into it. We were in the middle of something. I'm trying to remember what the fuck happened before, and all of a sudden it's difficult to remember, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be more of a dick to DC and Corbs, who I like in real life. It's
Right.
yeah, like just tonight talking about it, I'm probably going to be more of a dick next time because now, oh yeah, that's what my
Now
character's
we've
supposed to
jogged
be. I forgot.
that.
No, right. And like I said before, in doing these um, you know, uh character assessments and stuff like that, not so much assessments, but it's the only word that I can come
Assassinations?
up with. Huh?
Assassinations?
No, not assassination. We're not there yet.
Finger cutting.
But
Profiles you're talking about, Corey.
yeah, profiles. That's the word I was looking for. By
I
doing
like
the
mine
character
better.
profiles
I know.
is that you get to we learn more here and then it comes out at the table. And which is one of the reasons too. And I also wanted to get you guys involved in the segment where everybody else is involved in everybody else's segment, with the exception of the news until after the fact, as to what you're saying or something like that. But everybody's in everybody's segment. Everybody can chime in about certain things here and there. And I really wanted everybody to be involved because Dungeons and Dragons isn't just a one person game. You can't do that. You know what I mean? It's not like you're playing a video game and you're playing a single player game where it's just you. But while I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3, I have my character, but I play all four characters in the group, not just me. So by doing it this way, we get to know each other as their characters a little bit more. So again, it might help out in one of the episodes that come, one of the episodes that comes up with the campaign. So, I mean, I like it, and that's why I like to understand. Um, and I know that when I first mentioned I was going to do this, you were very reluctant, which is why I saved you until last, if you didn't notice that. Um, but bravo, dude. Like, it's perfect. I know more about your character in the last 5 minutes than I did in the last year and a half.
Well,
So,
then I'm not doing a very good job playing. I will tell you guys, we Paul and I talked about this after our last session, I believe on the way home, and I've really thought about it, and I think that I don't know what's going on. and I don't want to give away too many details because, Tales from the Keep isn't out yet. I have the feeling that my character would grab that evil brass ring if it was offered to him. If he gets the evil power, he will take it. But I don't know that he would do anything with it. I think he would rather raise a bunch of zombies and throw a house party with them and put a sign that says no living allowed. I
Right.
don't think he would necessarily go and do evil with it because he just doesn't,
It
he just
doesn't
doesn't get that.
it doesn't portray that way. But yeah, Corbs and I talked about the same thing on the way home. Almost verbatim.
Yep.
Really, about my character?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's
Yes.
For
crazy.
you.
Like I said,
Yeah,
because
Well, I mean, it
because-
was, and I don't mean to cut you off, DC, but it was,
oh, you're good.
it was because right in the middle, like Luke grabbed you and walked you out into the hallway, and you came back, and after dinner, which was fantastic, you were like almost like it was almost like we had stopped for a second, but you were like in a trance or fell asleep or something like that, and then you came back up and you were looking for something at that point.
Right.
But I also immediately told you guys when
Yes.
it happened.
Right.
Like my character isn't going to keep a secret. Who would he keep a secret from in his previous life? So he doesn't even know that that might necessarily make people look at him and go, okay, we need to watch this guy.
Right.
Right.
No, but it's just in certain in the last one, and like you said, Hugh, don't want to give away much or anything because they're not out yet, but your it's not a ding on you, Paul. I'm just
No,
saying.
it's a ding on Paul.
I mean, even when Luke's wife is stopping me now after a session, be going, dude, when are the episodes coming out?
That's awesome. That is awesome.
It's only been a year.
You
So
know,
yeah,
but-
I'll take it a little personally. Don't worry.
So
You know.
it's also been 18 months. I mean,
yeah. But we were talking about on the way home and we were talking and I had said something and Corbs was just like, I can see Hugh trying to kill all of us. And I thought about it for like a good 10 or 15 seconds in the car and was like, yeah, I could see something happening.
But if I'm powerful enough, I promise I'll bring you back from the dead.
That's awesome.
And I won't even make you do dumb shit.
maybe Paul.
I
Right.
actually think the one that's going to kill us all in our sleep is going to be Caden.
Yeah, so do I. That one's the other one too.
Yep.
Just because he's
You know.
looking for L.
Yeah.
He's going
Are
to
you
run out
kidding?
one night and just fucking nerd rage. It's over.
No.
Oh,
As soon as I get any form of power, I'm going to be the one that kills it.
don't provoke.
You better hope there's a lot of power there because that's a one intimidating fuck. I'll
Yeah.
give you that.
Well,
Like-
yeah, just in knowing what a barbarian can do, I literally and unless unless Hugh at a certain point later on down the road gets a lot of more powerful spells, more area of effect spells and shit like that. Caden's character can take if he's raging, takes a shitload of punishment and can deal a shitload of punishment out. So well, you remember that, Paul. The first thing I asked was anybody playing a barbarian, and when we first started, we had 3. And I went, oh fuck, I can't do that.
Yeah.
After I knew you were playing a paladin.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, real quick. Yeah, go when you're done. I have a comment.
We had and I was like, oh great, because I was gonna do barbarian fighter and just start being the tank, taking a lot of
Fucking
damage
shit
and
up,
dealing
yeah.
a shit ton of damage out, like taking 2 and 3 people out in one hit, So obviously I switched it up. I do like my character, like I said, but I really do wish I had played a spellcaster. But what's up, Jack? What do you got?
No, like we said, not to divulge too much, but like we said, coming soon with Caden, when he hears certain things, let's just say some
Oh,
shit's,
you are giving away too much, my friend.
no, like
Go
I said,
ahead.
some shit's gonna be happening soon. So
Well, I kind of think that my character wouldn't really think it was much of a problem if he was dead.
Yeah, we get that,
Because you just talked to him.
right?
No, me. Don't think my character would care if I died. I don't think it would change a whole lot.
Oh,
I thought you were talking about Caden's character. He'll just be
I did too because that also tracks between
Yeah.
the two of you. Yeah.
Right.
because
No,
he'll be Force Ghost just complaining about Ale the whole time in your ear.
I think
Just following him around.
he'd probably consider it an upgrade.
Right.
Yeah, this world does suck for him for sure. He doesn't like it.
Yeah.
I
And
just
this is the problem with me being the producer behind the scenes that I know all of this shit with everybody's characters too. So yeah, I'm very excited to see what's coming for everybody.
nice.
We've got a lot of cool shit in the works for whenever it starts to play out. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Well,
Well, I figure if you're going to do 30-minute episodes, we probably have
hour
about hour long.
hour long
Okay.
episodes.
So we still
So
probably have like 2 years
3.5
of
years at
episodes,
least
right? Yeah.
banked already. Yeah.
yeah. So, well, thanks, Hugh. That was very enlightening for me, and I'm also obviously hopefully for everybody else, and hopefully for the one or two people who are actually listening, or watching, because hopefully we got some new fans from Sci-Fi Horror Fest. I mean, it's not me. I don't like to do this or anything like this, but when I said I did Dungeons and Dragons, I got the biggest applause. So people love Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know why. If they're like me, you know, I'm a fucking super fanboy from the beginning. So, playing Dungeons and Dragons is my favorite thing. Reading Dungeons and Dragons, playing Baldur's Gate 3, Dungeons and Dragons, like it's D&D all the time.
You know what it is? Stranger Things and Funko Pops have trained
Yes.
people when they hear, "Oh, Dungeons and Dragons, that guy's cool." The person
Yeah.
next to him goes, "What's Dungeons and Dragons?" He goes, "I don't know, but I know it's cool."
Right. That Big Bang Theory was big with that. Strange, like
Yep.
you said, Stranger Things. There's other, actually where it started too in TV was Parks and Recreation, Freaks and Geeks. They've all had episodes where they played Dungeons and Dragons. So, um, and obviously, I mean, if you're like probably all of us, most of us here on the podcast have watched Stranger Things. So, and to have a show that takes their villains and shit from Dungeons and Dragons, and they play Dungeons and Dragons in the beginning of every episode, um, that's where it is. But thank you.
Now,
You know,
before we end your thing, did you see that they are actually releasing the Hellfire Club's campaign?
yes,
Yeah.
I saw it yesterday when actually I saw it about 2 o'clock this morning.
Nice.
I got it in my Google feed came up. So yeah, come on, dude. I'm stoked. Like
Right.
anything that comes out like that, uh I was a little I overdrew my account something fierce, and so when I got my check yesterday, I had to obviously it gets all paid back because it goes right into my account, but I really want to get the new player's handbook just so I can stream it. I know you have it, Paul, so I may text you next week on Wednesday and be like, hey, grab it when you go to work and bring it for me so I can take a look at it. I
Absolutely.
really want to. I want to know the ins and outs because at some point, you got to think about this too. Not, and I'm sorry, my segment's going a little longer than even I would like to, but um, when we're on D&D Beyond and we're doing our characters, everything is based off the new
The
2024.
new version. Yeah.
It is. So
You have to hit legacy. Yeah.
yeah, so at some point we're gonna have to
Upgrade.
upgrade, and everything. So,
Why does the old version stop working for us?
no, it
Just
doesn't
on
stop
mine.
working, but everything that there are a lot of different things, and I've been watching or listening while I'm trying to sleep, and I'm not sleeping, so I'm getting everything, about how your classes have changed in the new player's handbook. Like just in general, one of the things I think I said it on the last podcast, or I actually maybe at Sci-Fi Horror Fest, I was talking to somebody was just in a warlock, let's just say that is that when in 2024 you warlocks have the best cantrip in the entire game. It's Eldritch Blast. It's the best cantrip in the entire game. It's actually probably the best cantrip in all of Dungeons and Dragons in history. But when you had the 2014 version, which is what we play from, is you get invocations with that, which make them, hit harder, last longer, things like that. In the 2014 version, which we were playing off of, you don't get those until second or third level. In the new player's handbook, you get those right off the bat. And when you're a warlock, you also in the old version, you got if you pick there's three Pact of the Blade, Pact of the Tome, and I can't remember what the other pact is. Those are your subclasses. You got those, and when you got those, you can only have one in 2014. 2024, you can multi-class in subclasses. So you can be a Pact of the Blade and a Pact of the Tome. So, and before you couldn't do that. So those are just some of the quick things that I just listening to the Warlock one, because that when I was going to do a spellcaster, that was going to be one of my classes was going to be Warlock Sorcerer, which we call them a Sorlock, and they just fuck shit up. So, so yeah, I just want to. So, like I said, actually, you know what, Paul? I'm going to put it in your ear now. Next week, bring the new player's handbook. All right.
Don't forget.
Yeah, don't forget. And I'll try to remember to text you, but I don't remember shit sometimes.
Best
Hey,
part
Paul.
is this won't come out until next Wednesday. So
Don't forget to bring the player's handbook next week.
Jack, it's your turn.
Paul, don't forget the player's handbook, buddy.
And Lisa
Yeah.
Wilcox will be back in 15 minutes.
That's right.
And Paul, don't forget the player's handbook again.
That's right. So, for all of us here at Geek Pod, this has been D&D with DC. Thanks for listening. Hopefully watching, and may all of your dice rolls end up a D20.
What if I'm rolling a D4?
That'll
Then
be a hell of a roll.
Yeah,
Roll it 5 times.
you'd have to roll it 5 times. I was just gonna say the same thing. I just couldn't get it out fast enough. My teeth got stuck to my tongue because my mouth is really dry.
Uh-oh.
Why do melons have weddings?
Why do what?
Why do melons have weddings?
Why?
The cantaloupe.
Clever. I like that one.
Okay, yeah, that was actually a good one. I like that one. I need enlightenment.
I got enlightenment for you. Here, why don't I tell my joke? Paul, should I tell my favorite joke? Have I
Go
ever
ahead.
told my favorite joke on the show?
I don't know. Tell your joke, and then Corbs can do his bit.
Okay, here's the thing. This joke isn't funny. There's no punchline, but this is my favorite joke of all time. Cowboy walks into a restaurant, this real fancy restaurant. You know, he's got the big boots and the hat, and he's a little dirty from a day working on the ranch. The waiter looks at him a little weird, but sits him down. He's sitting there, he's looking at the menu, and he hears a lady over at the another table, you know, all dressed up, prim and proper. She says to her waiter, "Yes, I'd like a duck, plucked. Pluck it yourself and slather it in butter. Then open a window. I smell cowboy." Cowboy hears this. Really gets to him, that highfalutin city woman talking about him like that. So waiter comes over to him and says, "Can I help you, sir? What would you like?" And he says really loudly, "Yeah, I'd like a duck. Fucked. Fuck it yourself. Slather it in horse shit and knock down a wall. I smell cunt."
Oh, if only I could use that as a title. Okay.
I don't even know. It's stupid. There's no punchline, but it's my favorite joke because it's not
awesome,
even
though.
a joke. It's just dumb.
Fits. I'm just saying.
Can't use that.
Nope.
All right. Go ahead and enlighten us, Paul.
None of what's happening is normal. And it won't become normal unless we allow it. This is a warning. Stand up. Speak out. Resist. Do something, because doing nothing, that won't make it go away. It's time for a revolution. And the revolution will be streaming.
This has been a GeekPod Network production.